This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Monday. I hope you guys had a splendid weekend full of love, grass, peace, and prosperity. Maybe touching water, too, if you have a pool or a beach nearby. That is ideal. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you again for coming. If you guys are here, make sure you show that zest and some love to the stream like this. Oh, shoosh. My button didn't work. But some love. Show some love by... Oh! And there it goes. By smashing these likes, subscribe, sharing the stream out with friends, and commenting in the chat, say good morning to me so that way I could say hello to you. I really do like talking to you guys in the morning, so say hello to me. Give me some love. We have some goals on TikTok of 10,000 followers, so make sure you guys are showing some love over there. All right, guys, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. All right, let's make sure we get that 100 live viewers and 125 likes. We can do it, guys. Let's start off this week with a bang. All right, we got All Set Miner, we have Randy, we have Emma, Ninja. Oh, make sure you also check out our lovely sponsors, Cake Wallet and Market Cipher. Links are in the live chat and in the description. Make sure to use code missteencrypto or code Zesty for 20% off at Market Cipher. Use that link. Use those codes. Okay. We also have Ninja. We have my girl, Alexandra G. Nice to see you, girl. We got Ben in the chat as well. Automatic Beats, Patrick DeMars, All Set Miner, John Legend, Tyler. Nice to see you. D. Manny. Nice to see you as well. Who else? B-Key says, hail chat, and good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, Scott Harrison. Good morning, John. M2 said, bridging to the live session. Let's go. Let's get it. I think I got everyone. I don't know if I did, but if I missed you, please make sure you say hello to me in the chat. We have a lot of news to break down. We have a lot of things to talk about, my friends. A lot of things to talk about. And make sure, if you are here, you slam those Gary emojis in the chat if you're a member, because, oh, Gary... Oh, Gary, he's just full of emotion, poor little Gary. He's full of emotion. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just emotional about Bitcoin. He's emotional about crypto.
Hucksters, fraudsters,
Gary.
Scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
Everyone give a yar for Armani in the chat. We have someone named Ani. I'm going to call him Ani for short because I really don't want to mess up your name. So we're going to call you Ani. He said hello to you, my friends. Is it your first time here? Is it your first time here, my friends? Oh, Gary, indeed. Oh, Gary, indeed. All right, guys, let's jump into the market recap. And we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about the charts. He said, love from India. Much love to you from NYC. I could call you Ani. That's cool. Hi, GT. All right, good. So we established a nice little relationship. We established a nice little relationship there. All right, guys, again, remember, smash these likes. Let's get after it today. Hi, David. Let's get those 125 likes and 100 live viewers. Hi, Lewis from TikTok. Jax, why is the market crashing? We can talk about it. Make sure you stick around. TikTok, make sure y'all are giving me a follow over there. A follow over there. All right, so we got our bubbles. We have red. Bleh. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Nothing too crazy. Oh, my sheesh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
0.25000000 LTC.
Thank you for the Litecoin. I love my Litecoins. Love my Litecoins. All right, guys, we have some red in the sea today. Even we could take a look at the week because we are starting off a new week here. Just a sea of red. It looks like spoop. We're gonna move on here and look at we're gonna look at the charts. We have Bitcoin at 26K today. Jay Bear, thank you for the heart me. That's very cute. We got red money flow. VWAP is spiking up, though, which is cool, but Bitcoin is down 0.5% today, so it's, like, not that crazy. I mean, nothing much is going on. I mean, what, you know, like, the VWAP, it's spiking right over the zero line, but seems like the money flow, as you guys can see, is still going downwards. Like, she's on a mission. Also, we have some green dots printed here on Market Cipher. Momentum just keeps to be shifting back and forth. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Let's check out the chart here. I mean, listen, we've been sideways trading for days. We had that big red day here on Thursday, Friday. We continued on. And Saturday and Sunday, as always, is usually quiet. Today is pretty quiet, too. Usually Mondays are, like, still a little sideways day usually for trading. hopefully we can have a little spike here. Again, we're kind of mid-range between two resistance points here, which hopefully last time was looked at as support back when we reached this level again in June, which is 27.4. Now, we had a wick that almost hit that level here at 25.2, where again we were looking at 24.8. We had 27.2 over here. We have some things to look out for. But again, in June, we tapped this 24.8, looked at it as support, bounced back up around 30.5, broke through all 27.2, all this crazy stuff. And now we broke below 27.2. We're sitting between 24.8, 27.2, looking for love, looking for happiness. Jay Bear sending me hands, hearts, knowing he's got to give me love and happiness because Bitcoin needs it. Send some of that love to Bitcoin, Jay Bear. She definitely needs it. And you look at the volume, red, just bleh. Hopefully, again, this doesn't come back into play. And if it does, we bounce right back off of it. People are saying they expect another move downwards, but who knows? Again, we never know. A lot of people didn't suspect this dip right here was going to happen. So keep calm, hodl on, and always have that bullish and a bearish case scenario. Again, we want to head back up here ideally and go back above from when we broke down, which is around like 28. Okay. 28.3. That's what we're looking out for. Let's take a gander here. Let's delete all of that. Let's go to the weekly here. We're going to take a gander here at the weekly chart since we did start off a new week. Guys, if you think we're going to have a red week for Bitcoin, put a 1 in the chat. If you think we're going to have a green week, put a 2. So 1 for red. 1 for red. I'm switching up the numbers on you guys on a Monday morning to see if y'all are awake. 1 for a red week and 2 for a green week for Bitcoin. We're starting off in the red, unfortunately. Again, still starting off this week. It's fresh. It's Monday. We're not stressed out yet. We're still okay. So let's hope we have some nice things going on this week. Last week we just bleh. Hopefully, again, bounce back, bullish momentum, bullish feelings in our heart. We're going to take a look here at what Market Cipher is saying. We do have some slight green money flow, which is all right, but the VWAP is spiking downward. So it's kind of conflicting between the daily and the weekly. Like the weekly's telling you we have some green money flow, but VWAP is down. Now the daily's telling you we're having a spike with the VWAP, but deep in red money flow. Hopefully the daily starts to look more like the weekly with some nice nice green money flow, and hopefully the VWAP can start to spike up as well. I feel like I'm forecasting weather. I feel like I'm talking about the weather because this is moody. This is a lot going on. And shout out, speaking of hurricanes and stuff and storms, shouts to my Californians. I know I have some Californian friends in here. I hope you all are doing okay. And I'm sending love out to all my Californians. I know there was earthquakes. There's a lot of hurricane stuff going on there. So sending my love to you guys, and I hope you guys are staying safe. Back into the charts. We got Ethereum, $1,671. This is the weekly chart, so we'll just start off from the weekly. Green week, red week so far. We had a green week 2 weeks ago, so lame. But it wasn't even a crazy green week. We have a red week this week. Hopefully we can make it back above our resistance point of $1,700. According to Market Cipher, we are having some green money flow. VWAP is kind of like flat. It's starting to head back up. Who knows? Momentum a little sideways. We're going to go to the daily here now. The daily is telling us pretty much the same thing like Bitcoin, where we have that VWAP having a spike, red money flow, just sad. We need some green money flow. Right now we're down 0.76% with Ethereum. I want to see some nice volume here. The only volume I'm seeing here that's spiking is bearish volume. Like, where are my bulls? And you know what? It doesn't make it any better that we're going to be talking about Vitalik and what his moves were and what he's doing with his ETH. However, I think that caused a little bit of speculation. Like, the price didn't really move on that. We have a resistance point that we broke below. 2 very important ones. I was telling y'all I was scared of the 1820. We broke below 1820. Once we broke below 1820, we headed back to our second resistance point, which was 1707 about. Broke below 1707, had a wick low that day to $1,500, like 1,542 to be exact with you. We closed that day right here at 1680. Sideways trading ever since. We haven't yet tested this point of 1707. I would like to test it, see how it goes. That's the hope, because otherwise I do not want to go back to 1450 Ethereum. That was just sad. I don't want to do that. And that's the level we kind of saw when we recovered from FTX. This was like the nap time between November and January, where Bitcoin had its lows at 15.5, and ETH was sitting around here and actually hit triple digits, which was absolutely wild. So there you go. I hope we have some more momentum coming into the market. We could talk about Litecoin as well. That just has been taking poops out here. $66 Litecoin up 1.62%. So Litecoin is in the green, which means the rest of the market could turn around, because we have seen in the past when Litecoin is either going up a lot or going down, you do see the rest of the market follow it. Shout out to J Bear for the pink shoes. I appreciate it. I do need some pink shoes. We do have, according to Market Cipher, some red money flow. VWAP spiking, and momentum just kind of going sideways as usual. Now, Litecoin has some power. It had a 30% day one day to the upside. Granted, we did break down below that level. Now, I do classify this as another Litecoin nap time, because people started to FOMO about Litecoin when it was like $100. People are like, oh, sheesh, Litecoin, what are we doing? We slept on this. And then now people are sleeping on it again. And they're like, oh my gosh, Litecoin took a dip after the halving. That's happened in the past. Now, if you're bullish on Litecoin, if you're bullish on sound money, and if you're bullish on Bitcoin, then I don't know. Litecoin, again, being slept on at this level at 66 bucks.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
GM, please send my seed phrase back to me. Thanks.
Good morning, Joe. Sorry, I can't. My bad. No private keys for you, fam. You got to be your own bank. You can't give your private keys out, or else you pay the consequence. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ha ha. Ha ha ha. All right, and now we're starting to curve back up here with Litecoin. Hopefully we could spike back up somehow back to $84. What a road, dude. What a road. I'm going to have to look deeper at this chart later, because I'm just, poor Litecoin. Poor Litecoin taking the hit out here. We can take a look at the weekly here, where you could just see just spilling over red. We're starting off in the green this week. Again, some bearish volume coming in. However, on the weekly, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're seeing that VWAP spike, and we're seeing that green money flow come through. So we want to see some love here. We could talk about Doge as well. That's under its resistance point with some red money flow on the weekly. Let's go on the daily chart. This is, you guys see my emoji. This is my scared emoji. I am scared here, my friends. I don't like this. I don't like it. Listen, we got Doge sitting at... yeah, I know. I'm scared too, dude. I know. I'm scared too. You take a look. Scared emoji. Under 6.5 cents. That was our resistance. I don't know if No G is in the chat. No G. I'm calling out to you, my friend. I'm calling out to you. 6.5 cents. Wrecked. What happened? We tested 8 cents of resistance. We popped above. We rejected it. And then we broke down just like the rest of the market broke down. So did Doge under its critical resistance point of 6.5 cents. We haven't seen this level since, again, June of this year, and then previous to this, October of 2022. So Doge, you need to pick up, bro. Pick up, Doge. I'm okay with it, though. You know, I love my proof of work coins, my Bitcoin, my Litecoin, my Doge, my Digis, my Digibytes. So I'm a fan of all proof of work coins. I think proof of work is obviously what's going to prevail in the future. Even though there could be another consensus algo that we end up liking more. You know, you never know. But as of right now, I believe proof of work is king. I believe in all proof of works. Putting in that energy, being rewarded for said energy. I love my miners. Shout out to my miners. We're gonna talk about crypto mining. I have like a little bit of an article I saw about crypto mining, and I was like, I gotta share it with my mining friends. So stick around, you little miners. All right. We got some things to talk about. If you're here, again, make sure you guys are smashing that like, share those member emojis. Make sure you give a little spice, because we're going to talk about some spicy bank news right now. The banks, it's incredible what's going on with the banks right now. The banks are in trouble. You look at their ratings, a lot of them are being taken down in their ratings because it seems as though they're not doing the right thing. It seems as though they're not really keeping up with their finances, which is ironic because they are banks. Banks are supposed to protect you. You're supposed to trust your bank. You're supposed to say, hey, bank, I trust you to hold my funds and do the right thing by me. But it never really happens, because once you put your money in the bank, you are again trusting someone to custody your funds and keep them there. What banks do is that they end up taking out loans. They end up playing around with some leverage. And then they get liquidated. They become insolvent. Your money is no longer in the bank, it's being spent. On top of them already using, like banks like Bank of America, using your identity to create fake credit accounts without your consent. It continues to happen. It will continue to happen until something changes, until people decide that they're going to opt out of one thing like the banks and opt into something free like Bitcoin. What we're facing now is banks facing loan losses of $19 billion. This is an insane amount of money that, of course, could have been saved, could have been used for better reasons. But let's talk about the banks here. Loan losses at U.S. banks hit $19 billion as borrowers feel rate rise pain. Look at this, guys. U.S. banks suffered almost $19 billion of losses on soured loans in the second quarter, the highest level in more than 3 years, as lenders contend with rising defaults among credit card and commercial real estate borrowers. Lenders reported $18.9 billion in so-called charge-offs, losses on loans marked as unrecoverable during the quarter, an increase of almost 17% on the previous 3 months and 75% higher than the same period last year.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Good morning, pretty lady smile.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, my friends, giving you love. In all, banks lost 61 cents for every $100 loaned, the most since the second quarter of 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic was ravaging through the economy. Now, consumers are plowing through their savings they amassed during the pandemics, and landlords are struggling to rent out space in office buildings due to more people working from home. You have loan losses that come during a difficult year for the U.S. banking sector, which has seen Silicon Valley Bank and a handful of other lenders fail. On Tuesday,
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
In a perfect Italian accent, I dare you to say, inviami la tua criptovaluta per un rapido profito.
Yar for Armani, thank you for the 5, but I'm going to spare all of our ears. Let me just, I'm sorry, but I can't. Armani, you're killing me. You're killing me out here. This is what we were talking about before. On Tuesday, Moody's prompted a sector-wide sell-off after it cut the rating of several small lenders while putting some of their larger rivals under review for a potential downgrade. Moody's cited increased pressures on profitability from higher rates, with banks having to pay more to hold onto depositors hunting for higher returns at a time when the quality of loans are deteriorating. It says during the second quarter, they collectively put aside an additional $21.5 billion of provisions to cover future loan losses. This is wild. If you keep scrolling down, it says that more than half of recent losses came from credit card lending, which U.S. customers have about $1 trillion in credit card loans, on which banks lost $10.7 billion in the second quarter. You have to realize people are losing their savings. People basically don't have savings because of the past couple of years, because of inflation, because of rising rates. People can't live. Even Capital One, they said we have to remember that the credit performance we saw over the past 3 years was unprecedented. They said there believed to be some catching up to do. Of course there's catching up to do, dude. Of course. People are struggling. The biggest banks and even smaller lenders are getting downgraded in ratings because they clearly cannot keep up with their loans. U.S. banks face loan losses of $19 billion in the second quarter. Just that alone. This is wild. Banks lost 61 cents on every $100 that they loaned out. Credit card debt is at an all-time high for everyday Americans. People are struggling. People are wondering where, when, and how can we catch up. Never once in history besides the Depression. Have you seen people crying every single day on social media saying that they can't catch up, that they're working every single day making minimum wage, yet they can't afford to pay their bills and live their lives?
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
That dress is so cute.
Thanks, Dave. The system is broken. The system is broken. We have to opt out of a system that disrespects you, that disrespects your time and your money and your value, and opt into something where you know your money's safe, where you know you put it into the banks and they're not loaning it out. They're not giving it to somebody else. They're not using your data and your information to open fake credit card accounts without your permission. That you know that you're going to store your value.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Randy, please ask Retro Mike about Flux.
Oh, absolutely not. I will not do that. I will not do that. I already know the deal with him and Flux. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. I'll spare him he's gonna get angry. You know, I can't have an angry miner in the chat. I need all the happy miners I can get. Opt into a decentralized financial ecosystem. Opt into Bitcoin that has a finite supply, that has a halving schedule every 4 years to control the inflation, and that you don't have to worry that if you have your money in Bitcoin that it disappears and you won't have access to it. No one can take your Bitcoin. No one can take away that value from you. All the more reason to have your money stored somewhere where you know there are guarantees, that you can trust that it's trustless, where that's a little ironic, but it's true. It's really sad. Absolutely sad. But don't worry, guys, because Janet Yellen's got thoughts. Janet, don't be shy.
And take an economy that is performing very well. We've had the fastest recovery from a downturn that we've ever seen, and the fastest recovery of any nation around the globe. The unemployment rate is near a 50-year low. The economy is doing well.
Oh, sheesh. The economy is doing well. Guys, I don't know. The economy's doing well. All I know is that SVB had problems. One of the reasons that they shut down is because they were over-leveraged. They were overexposed. It didn't matter because the executives cashed out near $2 million right before the collapse. The biggest Israeli bank cashed out over $1 billion before SVB's collapse. Yet, crypto's bad. Don't touch crypto. But don't worry, the banks are good, even though they're getting downgraded in ratings. They're facing loan losses of $19 billion within the second quarter. De-dollarization is in full effect. If you guys don't know, BRICS nations across the globe, more and more every day more countries are applying to be a part of BRICS. They're urging for de-dollarization. They're urging for their own currencies to be used in trade, not the US dollar, because they say it's too expensive. They think the US dollar is going to collapse, that it's losing value. And they are kind of correct. They are correct. We printed 40 to 50% of our money supply between 2020 and 2021. We basically have no debt ceiling right now. We just printed more money to give more money to Ukraine, and also only gave $700 to the people in Maui. I mean, sheesh, we're not going to get that deep into that, but the money printer keeps going burr. Who has to pay the consequence for that? Us, the everyday people that go into the grocery store and see that inflation's not just a few percent, 10%, 9%, whatever they say the number is nowadays. Inflation is 4x because your dollar doesn't buy a quarter of what it did in 2019. A dozen eggs, guys, is over $10 now. This is ridiculous. Let's take a step back and realize that they choose what they want to include in the inflation numbers. We've already gone over this. They don't include inflation in a lot of numbers, where it comes down to how people are living. Let's take a seat. Let's listen to what Janet Yellen has to say about dollar dominance.
use of the dollar has diminished and gone down against competing currencies over the years?
There's been some increase in holdings of other reserve assets, but that's something to be expected in a growing world economy where there is a desire to diversify, but
so we should expect less use of the dollar, is what you're saying. We should be anticipating.
We should expect over time gradually increased share of other assets in reserve holdings of countries. It's a natural desire to diversify, but the dollar is far and away the dominant reserve asset.
It's still a huge concern for us here in Congress.
Janet didn't go on. Oh no, sorry friends. Oh sheesh, I messed up there. No, Janet, I thought I clicked this button. I thought y'all were looking at her. My bad.
The fact that the use of the dollar has diminished and gone down against competing currencies over the years?
There's been some increase in holdings of other reserve assets, but that's something to be expected in a growing world economy where there is a desire to diversify, but
so we should expect less use of the dollar, is what you're saying. We should be anticipating.
We should expect over time gradually increased share of other assets in reserve holdings of countries. It's a natural desire to diversify, but the dollar is far and away the dominant reserve asset.
It's still a huge concern for us here in Congress, and just changing gears.
Yep, dollar dominance going down. It's all good. It's all good because we're educated about Bitcoin. We're educated on other countries actively working on their own digital currencies to transact, to conduct trade. We already know that a lot of BRICS countries are working on issuing their own central bank digital currencies. They're actively doing that in their countries, but they're using different currencies like the yuan. They're using the ruble. They're using a ton of different currencies to transact between other countries. They feel like it's cheaper. They feel like it's more convenient. And they feel like they want to cut the U.S. out of everything, which, I mean, listen, our money's being devalued and our economy is going swell, according to Janet Yellen, which means it's usually going the opposite way. Sir Lewis, thank you. I appreciate it. STL Luke, thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. We have some crypto mining news. Miners in the chat. I know I have a lot of miners in my chat, and let me just say, I love my miners. I really do. What's going on, Armani?
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Would you ever get the Janet Yellen hairdo?
I'm gonna pass on the Yellen do. I'm gonna stick with this for now. I'm okay with this. I'm gonna skip the Yellen do. But I love my miners. Aww. I really do. I love my miners. The miners are the reason why we have a decentralized financial ecosystem that we could rely on, that we can transact peer-to-peer, have borderless payments, are able to be in a part of a decentralized financial ecosystem. According to JP Morgan, crypto miners are attempting to diversify into other business areas. Now, miners, tell me, do you think that you are diversifying? Are you moving into a new business area? Are you leaving the mining space? JP Morgan said in a research report. Oh, shoot!
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Heart, heart, heart.
Thank you. I appreciate the love. Bitcoin miners are moving into new business areas, including offering high-performance computing HPC services to the fast-growing AI market to reduce their dependence on crypto, according to JP Morgan. Miners, is this true? The cost of new investments has been funded in part by miners selling coins in recent quarters, the report said. Some Bitcoin mining firms have rebranded to deflect diversification, with Hive Blockchain Tech becoming Hive Digital Tech and Riot Blockchain changing its name to Riot Platforms. It's not just miners of the largest crypto Bitcoin that are looking for new revenue streams. Former ETH miners have also shown a tendency to offer HPC services, the bank said, noting that Ethereum blockchain merge, there has been a high supply of graphic processing units, GPUs, for sale. Some Ether miners sold their GPUs to salvage their investment, but there was a quote. However, Mining these crypto were not as profitable as mining Ether due to their low market caps and questions about long-term viability. With the rapid growth of AI, the increased demand for high-performance computing is now opening a new and perhaps more profitable avenue for utilizing GPUs that previously used for Ether mining. They're saying that Bitcoin miners are trying to diversify in geography, with Russia emerging as one of the global leaders, second to the US, in terms of Bitcoin mining power consumption. My miners, are you here? And are you leaving? Are you leaving, you beautiful miners? I don't think so. This is another round of FUD where JP Morgan just wanted to scare you. Oh my gosh, the Bitcoin miners are leaving. They're not going anywhere. The Bitcoin miners are beautiful people. Absolutely beautiful people. I love my Bitcoin miners. There was a lot of talk about Ethereum in here. Ethereum, my man. Ethereum. Like we have been talking about Ethereum, it is slumping right now. Ethereum is sitting at $1,674, currently on a downturn, a little dip. It came out this morning that Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum co-founder, sent $1 million in ETH to Coinbase. Now, why is this happening? Does Vitalik want to hit the sell button yet again? Vitalik Buterin, he is, listen, not afraid to hit the buttons. He's not afraid to do whatever he needs to do. What's going on here?
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
This is the part where we find out who's mining for profits versus who's mining for security.
Thank you for the 10. Absolutely. Listen, that is true. We come down to the point like, okay, are you here for the profits? Are you here for that decentralized financial ecosystem? So, it's not clear why Vitalik transferred this 600 Ethereum, aka $1 million of cryptocurrency over to Coinbase. We have no answers for that right now. We're hoping we're going to get some answers from Vitalik. Vitalik, he's up to all these little things sometimes. We never know what Vitalik's going to do. Is he a fan of what we're doing in crypto? Does he really love Ethereum? I don't know. We need to hear Vitalik's thoughts. The only thing we've heard Vitalik talk about is community notes. The only thing Vitalik has been talking about lately is community notes on X. How he feels about that. Why are you sending 600 ETH to Coinbase? What's your move, Vitalik? Let us know. Let us know what your move is, dude. I would like Vitalik on the show. I would like to hear him explain some stuff. I would. In a nice way, though. In a nice way. Explain what's going on, Vitalik. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, we do have some Bitcoin ETF news. Can we get some hype for Bitcoin ETFs in the chat? Are you guys hitting those legs for the Bitcoin ETFs? Bitcoin ETFs are going to come through. Yeah, of course. I know, guys. I know. A lot of love for the Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs are inevitable. We know other countries are coming into this space and saying, we want Bitcoin. We want to give that traditional investor, bro, some exposure to the space. Other countries, like in Europe, Amsterdam, they launched a spot Bitcoin ETF. They said, we're happy to be ahead of America. That's literally what they said. You have other countries that are giving Bitcoin and ETF exposure, actual Bitcoin and Ether exposure. Now Empowered files for ARK and 21 shares Bitcoin branded futures ETFs. Empowered funds have filed to launch 3 Bitcoin futures ETFs that will use the ARK Invest and 21 shares brands in their names. Although the ETFs will use the 21 shares and ARK brands, those 2 firms will function as the fund's sub-advisor and sub-sub-advisor, respectively. Empowered, a subsidiary of Alpha Architect doing business as EA advisors, will serve as the fund's investors. The ARK 21 shares and active Bitcoin Futures ETF will invest primarily in Bitcoin futures traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The ETF will also serve as the underlying ETF in 2 other Bitcoin-related ETFs. This is just a lot of ETFs. The ARK21 Shares Active On-Chain Bitcoin Strategy ETF will invest at least 25% of its assets in the Digital Asset and Blockchain Strategy ETF. Its prospective shows the on-chain ETF will use a proprietary trend indicator model to adjust its allocation strategy depending on whether the Bitcoin market trend is bullish or bearish. According to prospectus, under bullish conditions, the ETF can invest 100% of its assets in the underlying ETF. This is a lot of ETF talk. Meanwhile, the ARK21 Shares Digital Asset and Blockchain Strategy ETF will invest in the underlying ETF along with investments that provide exposure to digital assets and companies engaged in the blockchain, digital asset technology, and fintech industry. The ETF can have up to 80% allocation to the Bitcoin Futures ETF or other assets. This was wild. Fees are not disclosed. But the 2 managers filed to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF in April, but the SEC last week postponed the decision on whether or not to approve the ETF. Empowered Fund's parent company, Alpha Architect, offers 15 ETFs with $1.9 billion in assets as of July 31st. Wow. Do you guys think, someone in the chat, only BlackRock is getting approved? Do you guys agree with that? Do you think only BlackRock will get approved for a spot Bitcoin ETF? Because again, we do have Empowered Funds, who has a parent company, Alpha Architect, that offers 15 ETFs, has $1.9 billion in assets. They are filed for ARK and 21 Shares branded Bitcoin Futures ETF, 3 of them. So we have a lot of Bitcoin ETF news. It's on the verge. We're on the verge of Bitcoin spot ETF approvals, and there was even a rumor last week about potential Ethereum ETFs being approved before a Bitcoin ETF. Something is about to happen. We are on the brink of massive adoption because the U.S. knows that they cannot wait anymore, while Amsterdam and Europe launched their spot Bitcoin ETF last week and said they're proud to be ahead of America. Other countries are offering Bitcoin and Ether trading and ETF exposure. There will be pain for the U.S. as long as they continue to wait, which is why I say this is all theater. Eventually, everything will just go. A lot of people are very, very into friend.tech. Now, friend.tech, let me just tell you, it sounds a lot like something else called BitClout. And BitClout was out back in the day. I think it was even before the last bull market, BitClout, where it was kind of similar to what friend.tech is. Where friend.tech, you go on the app where there is no website. If you look up friend.tech right now, there is no website. You have to go and get an invite code so that way you can get onto their app. And basically, once you get onto their app, people can basically invest in you and buy shares of you. So let's say you guys want to buy a share of mine, and it could be something like 0.1 ETH, and you would have to spend 0.1 ETH to invest in me. I don't know about this. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I know there's a lot of people that have accounts that are fans of it, that are maybe in this chat. I'd rather see and wait how this all turns out because we're already running into issues. This is launched on Ethereum. This is launched through, I think a few weeks ago. Very, very new. It's a Web3 social application. It launched on Layer 2 Base. So Base is Layer 2 on Ethereum that is launched by Coinbase. And they're saying, again, you're trading shares in people, in Twitter accounts or X accounts at this point. So let's just jump into what happened today, which is that there's a leaked database of 101,000 friend.tech users linked to their ETH address. So people did not have their ETH address disclosed. So now there's a database that says, okay, this X account or this Twitter account is linked to this Ethereum address. Binteg, a pseudonymous core contributor to Yearn Finance, has published a leaked database containing critical details of users on the friend.tech platform as a GitHub repository. This includes Ethereum addresses and corresponding Twitter names for over 101,000 users. The actions extended beyond the repository. He also highlighted a troubling situation involving friend.tech's permissions, asserting that these, without complete understanding or consent, 101,183 people have given friend.tech access to post as them, leaked database indicates. The statement came after releasing a CSV file containing detailed user data. The information was unveiled following Spot on-chain analysis claimed discovery that friend.tech's API had leaked information. For example, wallets created by users can be viewed through the API. Again, they're on Coinbase Layer 2 base, and they're a platform for trading shares in Twitter account. It gives shareholders unique access to private chat rooms. With the platform gaining traction due to recent high-profile signups, it has also generated protocol fees exceeding $1.42 million in the last 24 hours, ranking it among the top 3 crypto projects in terms of user-paid fees. Oh, friend.tech. Do you guys trust friend.tech? I don't know yet. For me, I'm a little nervous about it. I don't know how I feel about people buying shares in me. What does that even mean? How do you put a value to a Twitter account or an X account or a person? I do think there's going to be a Web3 social platform. I don't know how this is going to work out. I would like to sit back. I would like to see. This data leak is already something that people are worried about. And when you sign up for a platform and you link it to your X account or your Twitter account, you're giving it certain permissions. So now friend.tech could post for you if you choose to connect your X account. That's one thing I'm worried about too. Being in crypto, I don't want to give people permission to do anything for everything. I want to be my own person. I want to be left alone. This, taking some permissions that are a little bit much. Give me your thoughts in the chat. I would like to see, are you guys a fan of friend.tech? I don't know. Guys. I haven't signed up for friend.tech, so if there's an account of me on there, it's not me. I remember when BitClout came out, which was basically the same thing as friend.tech. They literally created a fake account of me at the time and were posting for me, and people were buying my shares when it wasn't even me. So please make sure you guys are doing your own research on friend.tech. Do your own research on any platform that you join and any platform that you connect your X account or your Twitter account to, because you don't want to give permission to a platform that could misuse it. I trust nothing. I agree, Flatsmack. I trust nothing. Make sure you guys smash these likes for being your own bank, being your own person, and being a little bit skeptical and doing your own research before you do things. Because a lot of people just see something. They see maybe dollar signs. Oh my gosh, shares this, shares that. Let me invest in this person. And it goes to the moon. Chill out, guys. Really chill out. Let's make sure this thing works first. All right. Well, we're always going to have some spice. We're always going to have some spice. We're going to step international for a second. Let's, woo. What's up, Kenya? I don't trust nobody. And you know who I distrust the most of all? The central banks. Why would you trust the central banks? The central banks, they're out to just come and get you. The Bank for International Settlements is a group of unelected bureaucrats that control 95% of the world's economy because they're in control of what? The central banks. There's always going to be an example of why we need to be in Bitcoin. The traditional financial system does that for you already with loan losses at U.S. banks at $19 billion that we read earlier in the show. Now we're worried about China because China is relentlessly implementing their social credit system. I have firsthand seen the China social credit system. I went to go speak at Columbia. There were kids there that were from international, like different places. A few of them were from Hong Kong, various places in China. They showed me their phone, and it was absolutely horrifying what I saw. So I couldn't read a lot of it because it was in Chinese, but they were able to explain it to me where I saw a number And I saw basically like, if you look at like a fear and greed index type thing, or like your actual credit score in the US, it looked exactly like that, where his number was like 533. It was midway. And I said to the kid, I was like, what if you go below this 500? What does this mean? And I was like, why are your points low? And he said, well, I went and I got a portable charger or a power bank and I didn't return it on time. So they took points away from me, and then they take your money away from you too as an extra deposit until you give it back. And then maybe they'll give you your money back that you deposited for the power bank. Are you kidding me? You failing to do a simple thing that maybe any human could just like maybe mess up once in a while.
Thank you.
They charge you for it?
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
I trust Advantasea and you miss.
Thanks, Eddie. So he said he didn't return a power bank on time, so his credit went lower. You look at videos from China, if you speed, then money gets instantly deducted from your digital ID. China is thinking of every single way to implement a CBDC, including offline payments with NFC chips, or NPC chips, or NFC. I think it's NFC. So basically, near field communication. So it's the same thing that when you have an iPhone or you have your debit card and you tap and pay, the same technology they're going to use for their CBDCs, where they'll connect it to your SIM card. That way there's no trouble. Not connected to internet, doesn't matter. You'll be able to use that CBDC with that NFC chip in your phone. Now China says we're going to take it one step further and proposes to bring its credit scores, its social credit scores, to the metaverse. China is reportedly looking to implement a system akin to its social credit system in the metaverse. Politico reported on August 20th that state-owned telco China Mobile has proposed a digital ID for all metaverse and online virtual world users that work with natural characteristics and social characteristics. The proposals say to keep the order and safety of the virtual world. The ID would harbor a slew of personal information and identifiable signs, including a person's job, and suggest such data to be permanently stored and shared with authorities. An example of the benefits of the system provided with a problem: users that spread rumors and make clear chaos in the metaverse. So if you're spreading a rumor, you're going to get clipped. With the digital ID allowing police to quickly find and punish the person. The proposal mirrors China's social credit system and in-development infrastructure designed to improve behavior that scores and ranks citizens across various metrics. It's also an enforcement and slavery tool. In 2019, the Associated Press reported that authorities blocked social offenders with purchasing plane tickets 17.5 million times in 2018. Other social offenders were punished by being barred from purchasing train tickets at 5.5 million times. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think that we do need to solve this issue, and I think we need to make sure that we don't run into this where we're worried about if we could survive in the world, if we could survive, period. Because now if you don't have this ID, if you don't have this digital ID in China, you won't be able to buy anything. And if they're doing it in China, what makes you think that they wouldn't soon implement it here? Because they're already talking about this. We already have a credit system where if you have a low credit, you may not be able to buy a house. You may not be able to get a car. We're already at that first step. You then have the system now, the banks, where if they think you're associated with some sort of protest or you're just doing something that they don't like, they could shut you down. Just like PayPal with their misinformation policy. You say something they don't like that they consider misinformation. It doesn't matter what you think, it's what they think. It doesn't matter what's facts, it's what they consider a fact. And they could shut you right down. PayPal, speaking of them, already took that step forward and said, we're launching PayPal USD, a stable coin. That sounds great because you could buy goods, convert to other cryptocurrencies, send to external wallets. However, that same PayPal USD is like a CBDC, except it's not a central bank digital currency. It's a BTDC, a big tech digital currency, where they still have the ability to freeze your balance and wipe it clean. We have to make sure we educate people and have them understand how bad social credit scores are. That if you don't return something like a power bank or a portable charger on time, then your credit score goes down. Then you may not be able to buy food if you don't have a digital ID, or if your score isn't high enough. I was watching a video on TikTok over the weekend that I would like to pull up now. I'm not sure if I could because Google Drive is a little slow. Oh, I got it actually. Let's watch this. This is crazy.
So the latest in this dystopian outrage that is now all of China apparently is I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a cell phone that is linked to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything. But now, apparently, it has been flagged for some reason, and I have to pass facial recognition identity verification, which is insane, because all I want to do is just spend my gift card balance on this debit card. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have to open my mouth. Oh my god. Terrifying. Oh. And of course, because it was my cousin who set this up for me, I did not pass verification. I guess it's a good thing that the Chinese app is not racist. But now I once again can't buy anything.
So this girl is in China. She doesn't have the proper digital ID. She just wants to use her gift card on a debit card to buy food, and she can't because she doesn't have the proper digital ID. How insane is that? The tyranny that if you don't have the right credit score, if you don't have the right identification, then you can't buy food. You can't buy anything. You're just watching people all around you. And you know what? They probably can't even help you, or else they'll get their score taken down and they might not be able to buy something because they're willing to help you. What does this mean for the future when they implement central bank digital currencies here and a social credit score where people will get rewarded for ratting out other people and for not supporting them? So it turns people against each other. And once you turn people against each other, that's where a lot of things come to an end, and we eventually collapse as a society because we had to be there for each other. We had to be able to have that connection with other people. And once money and once your survival comes into play, then people are going to try to obviously survive for themselves. We can't pin people against one another. That's what they want to do with social credit scores. Take away your humanity by replacing it with money. And money that doesn't even mean anything because that money can expire. It can be frozen. It can be taken away from you. AI will predict what you do before you even do it, or you'll need to scan your whole face and then they'll still tell you no. You need something like Bitcoin that's permissionless, that's cross a border, that you actually own and can't be taken away from you. You can't allow a credit score to come in and take away all of your rights. Life, liberty, and property enhanced by Bitcoin taken away from... Ooh.
You're welcome.
If you have to rat me out to eat MTC, it's okay.
Dave, I would never. Dave, I would never. Life, liberty, and property. All things that are instantly enhanced with Bitcoin and instantly taken from you with the CBDC and with the social credit system. Absolutely ridiculous what's going on here. Ridiculous. Scary, in fact. If you guys could do me a favor, let's get to that 100 likes, guys. What's going on?
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, that's what the fiat system is. But don't forget, man, they could just print money because they're the government. Guys, if you're here, I want to say hello to you guys. Roland is here. Aru, thank you. Yes, oh my gosh, WWE is on tonight, guys. Monday Night Raw. Let's go. Hype for Monday Night Raw. Oh my gosh, I literally love that. I'm so excited. We're going to see thank you. And I think thank you, Chad Gable, is going to fight Gunther tonight for the Intercontinental Championship. So we got some drama on WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. I know I'm not sponsored by WWE. I'm not sponsored by Monday Night Raw, even though it would be a cool partnership, you know. But Crypto a lot, nice to see you. Eye of the Beholder, nice to see you. Osama, nice to see you as well. They can't just invest coins because they're crypto bros. The crypto bros. Let me pull up that video because it's actually so good. It's actually so good. We could print money out of thin air because we're the government. Meanwhile, Bitcoin isn't created out of thin air. There's actually a reason for its existence. There's a reason why it was created and how it was created. It took time. It took energy. All right, hold on. Let's play this video. This is gonna get good. This is gonna get good.
Crypto bros make money literally by making money, and they've made over $1 trillion out of thin air. They'll accuse the U.S. government of making money out of thin air. Maybe we do, but we're the U.S. government. Crypto bro.
We're the government. We could do whatever. That's awesome, dude. I love that clip. I love that clip. We didn't just create money out of thin air. Bitcoin was created because it took time. It took energy for computers to solve complex mathematical equations to compete in order to solve a block on the blockchain. And then once that block was solved, the said miner was rewarded with Bitcoin, which was then spread peer-to-peer throughout the world. So it wasn't created out of thin air. It's not like you just hit the money printer button and go, brrr. It's not the way Bitcoin works. And on top of that, people were taking their money and putting it into crypto. So people are exiting the fiat system and saying, we like Bitcoin more and we like crypto more. So no, we didn't create this money out of thin air. We're just taking money that we didn't like sitting in your system and opted out. Eugene, what's going on with this Eugene guy in the chat? Roland, we're the U.S. We could do whatever. Yes, WWE Live MTC. Oh my gosh, you guys want me to go live and do WWE Live, like Monday Night Raw reactions? That would be hilarious, dude. Hi, Flat Smack. I think I say hi to you already. Wesley Ashley, no cap on fiat, but there is Bitcoin. Go off, Wesley Ashley. Kill the game. Kill the game, Wesley Ashley. Kill it. We love Wesley Ashley out here killing the game. Memory Man, yes, opting out. B-Key, there's counterfeit in the U.S. Yep.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Magic Internet Money _ SpongeBob.
Magic Internet Money. That's how I picture it. Magic Internet Monies. Mark Smithson, nice to see ya. We have Hondaland saying, hello, Randy. Litecoin for the win. Mimble Wimble for the win. That's okay. That is all okay. Love you. Much love to Hondaland. If you guys are here, you're enjoying the show, hit that like and hit that Litecoin emoji in the chat. If you're a member, we need you guys to become members so that way you can emoji your hearts away in this chat. We love the emojis. Imagine, you don't think you can handle live MTC reactions to WWE? Why? I love it, man. I sit there and I get so excited. I'm like, shit. I'm such a nerd, dude. I'm such a nerd. I love it so much. Like, WWE genuinely brings me happiness. Guys, smash these likes. I genuinely love it. And I think they honestly are one of the best athletes in the world. And I know people are like, oh my God, what? No. You see that they're jumping from top rope. You see guys like Edge, shout out 25 years of Edge. This dude throwing hands with Sheamus, jumping off top rope. And he got major neck surgery, this guy. Jumping off top of ropes. Woo! Shouts to Edge, 25 years of Edge. That guy is an icon. Also, Paul Heyman is an icon. Got to give him the love. But yeah, I'm a big fan of WWE. I think they're great athletes. I think a lot of people can't do what they do. Favorite wrestler is really hard. I don't think I could pin one down. I think right now my favorites have to be the Alpha Academy, just because, like, shoes. But I also really love, like, Rhea Ripley. I love Dirty Dom, like, you know, the Mysterio fan. Like, I love that. Like, absolutely love Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley. And Chad Gable, the Alpha Academy. I would say those are my tops right now. But in terms of, like, classics, I love Randy Orton. Randy Orton's a fave, too. So I have, like, a lot of faves. I really do. You always shout me out. I'm subbing. Go off, Honda Land. Sub away. Sub away. Yes, Mommy and Dirty Dom. Absolutely. They're the best. Absolute best. WWE for the absolute win. The Latino Heat. Oh my gosh. I literally love it so much. I love it. Guys, make sure you guys are hitting these likes. Let's get 100 likes. I see there's like basically 100 people here. Did I watch A&E's Legends of Wrestling? No, I didn't, Osama. I did not. Ricochet is awesome, too. That guy can fly. I think he's one of the best in the game right now is Ricochet. Ricochet is amazing. Hulk Hogan, of course, Ric Flair. Those are classics. But Ricochet is really awesome. Ricochet is really awesome. I'm really like, you know, I'm really a fan of just like athleticism. I'm a fan of just like character. I just love it so much. I also like AEW too. Like AEW is a vibe. I watch that as well. I've been vibing with AEW Wednesdays. Was it Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays? I've been watching. I think they're cool. I think there's a lot of people that I used to watch on WWE that are over there. Even Edge's partner that he used to do a tag team with, he's over there at AEW. So I'm a fan of both. To be honest, I'm a fan of all of it. I'm a fan of all of it. I think there's a lot of young people that are on AEW too, which is refreshing too. Like we like young people. We like people that are like ready to like pop out. You know what I mean? But definitely WWE is the love, for sure. Absolutely for sure. Guys, there is so much love in this chat. There's so much love for WWE that I have. I love this space. I love what I do every single day. I love the fact that we are part of a revolution and we're just sitting here while Bitcoin is taking a dip. Bitcoin today is Listen, Sherman, don't be talking again. We got Bitcoin today that's at $26,100. She's slumped, but we are hyped. We are shooshing in the chat. Shoosh! And pimping it up. We pimp it up because we know that we are going to continue to get after this relentlessly. We understand that we are going to continue to slam dunk on the haters, to jump off the top rope and crush those Bitcoin bears. Because we understand that Bitcoin is amazing. We understand that it is absolutely inevitable. We understand the power of freedom. We understand the power of a revolution. We understand that when people believe in something, when we have a community that's powerful, when we have beautiful roses being given.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Shoosh.
Thank you. You're welcome.
When we have beautiful members coming into the Zesty fam, like Honda Land. Shout out to Honda Land for becoming a member. I appreciate it, Honda Land. Right there. Thank you for becoming a member. Aww. Very nice. We understand what it means to be in a decentralized financial ecosystem. We know what it means to be our own bank, and we know what it means to not be devalued anymore. We are taking our own initiative, and that's what we should do. Don't let anyone hold your hand anymore. Keep your crypto off of the exchanges. Become your own bank today. Do not lack. Guys, have a great day. If you have questions then drop them under this. If you guys have not yet, smash these like, subscribe, share this stream out with friends. Comment after this is over if you have questions, if you believe in the banks, if you believe Bitcoin is the best way to store your value. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys have a great day, a lovely Monday. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And as always, what do you do other than to stay zesty? Peace.